Good morning to everybody out there listening to the Kletus Roadside Service channel. I just chugged a water, so I might be I feel waterlogged right now. It's also raining, so I'm not happy because I looked at the forecast at the beginning of the week, and it said, oh, Thursday and Friday is going to be nice. At least that's what I thought. That's what I was planning on, was it was going to be a little cold and not super great to ride on Tuesday and Wednesday. But Thursday and Friday were dead set going to be perfect. And then now look at us. Thursday's just a rain-filled day. We're heading out to Topeka, and Topeka doesn't say it's going to rain all day. So I guess that's a positive. Pretty much the only positive going on today. So far, it's been a madhouse already. Let me tell you guys. So, I woke up. I wanted to wake up extra early, but then whenever it came morning time, I decided, you know what? It'll be fine. Let me just sleep a little longer. But then I eventually did get up and at a decent time. I was able to get to work on time. You know, I wanted to get here a half hour earlier, so I could get things, because my tractor that I use and the trailer that I used had been divorced. So I needed to get them back married together, hooked back up, and I wanted to get in a little earlier to do that, but I didn't. And I mean, I was ready to roll at 7 a.m., which is the time that I need to leave. I was ready to fucking roll. Now the other guy, new guy, that doesn't know how to run a truck very well. I saw he was here before me, and I see him. He's just wandering around. I'm like, what the hell you wandering around for, dude? You got his truck and trailer were also separated, and he's like, man, what truck do I take? I'm like, I don't find one, man. Like, there should be one on the schedule for you to take. And well, I mean, and this isn't his fault because the schedule says to take the truck that he had been using. The problem with the truck that he had been using is that, you know, we had 2 days off. Somebody else took that truck, but they found a lot of fucking problems with it. Like the wheel bearings, or not wheel, the hub seals are leaking, and it's got 3 flat tires with holes in them. I'm like, oh shit! Now I'm not responsible for that shit. I know I could be held responsible because you're the experienced employee on the job site and you need to be inspecting everybody's equipment. That's the only reason they could blame me, is because, you know, I'm around the truck, but I'm not around his truck. I'm with my truck. I tell him every day, pre-trip your shit. Pop the hood, god damn it. Check the oil. Check the coolant. Check the tires. You don't need, you know, just kick the tires, but I went through a pre-trip with him, and this guy's had his CDL for 12 years, okay? I've had mine for going on 6, I think. So, no, it's been longer than that. I don't know when I got my CDL. No, that's probably around 6. Anyways, this guy has not been pre-tripping his truck at all because, I mean, well, at least on the last time he drove it, I guess the only thing we can say is that all of the bad shit that is wrong with that truck happened on the last day he used it, and he didn't do a post-trip inspection. That's all I can say, because that shit's all fucked up. So that truck is in the shop, ripped apart. It's going to be in there for a couple of days while the mechanics get it sorted out. So that truck is on the schedule to be used for this job. It's not available. So we grabbed another truck. Now we have some trucks that they replumbed in a separate setup for running the PTO to run the hydraulic pump for push-out trailers, compactor trailers. And so this truck, the truck that we were trying to use, it just had the PTO put on, brand new PTO, and it was replumbed. So we had to deplumb it back to running a very regular vac tanker, and it didn't turn on. And I pulled it in the shop, and I had the mechanic looking at it, and he's like, yeah, let me fuck around with it. And he's a good mechanic. And I don't think he's the one that put the PTO on. I think it's the other mechanic that is just here for a paycheck. I mean, we're all here for a paycheck, but he doesn't care a lot about the job, is what it seems like. That's the reputation he's got. He's always talking. He's like, man, I'll fucking quit this job in a second, all the time. He just complains. I mean, I'm a complainer. That's what I'm doing on the podcast, but I like my job, and I try to do a good job. And I guess he does too. I don't know. I'm no better than anybody else. Let's just say that. But he's not the best mechanic. The best mechanic is the one that I had there trying to fix it, trying to figure out why the fuck the PTO is not turning on. So anyways, I had to run in and talk to the big boss, and I'm like, hey man, we don't have any other tractors ready to go. We're kind of shit out of luck. I got my truck and trailer ready to go. I've tested my shit. My shit's ready to roll. The other guy's shit, I don't know, man. So I'm just going to head out to the job site, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. And he's like, well, let me make a couple phone calls. So he called up another guy that's using a tractor that has a good PTO, that he doesn't need to use the PTO. So he's got him swapping out trucks and trailers. Now, I just now remembered that truck that he's swapping out with is a bitch to drive. And that's the other weird thing, is that's the one that it's got phantom steering or whatever. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. You drive down the road and you can't just have one hand on the wheel and just hold it still. You're constantly bouncing between the fucking dotted lines on the road. I've been telling them that it needs an alignment. They keep telling me, all the mechanics, even the good mechanics, like, no, it doesn't need an alignment. I'm like, you don't drive the motherfucker. You're a great mechanic. I'm not going to fault you on that, but I'm telling you, you don't drive it, you don't know what it's doing. It's perfectly fine driving around town, but once you get out on the road, you're bouncing between the lines. Now, maybe I should be the one driving that because I don't trust this fucking guy. But I don't know. New guy, fucking figure it out, dude. You're going to need to get thrown to the wolves at some point in time. And this motherfucker. So after whenever I went in to go talk to the boss, before I went in there, I told the guy, I said, hey, you, grab your truck and trailer, pull it out and get him split apart, because a guy's going to show up here and he's not going to be in a great mood, and he's not going to be, waiting around for you. So you need to get your truck split apart, because as soon as he gets here, he's going to pull up and he's going to swap over to the trailer that he needs, and he's going to take off. And you need to, if you have any questions, there's plenty of people here that know how to hook up a fucking trailer. Because I don't think this guy knows how to hook up a trailer. I really don't. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, box truck, college hunks, moving junk flipped over. Damn, a little box truck for a moving company fucking flipped over in the middle of the road. I think it's the college hunks. It's an orange box truck. It could be any company, really, but I think it was college hunks hauling junk. Right at the 435 I-70 interchange. This is in the rain. People are not going to be happy about this. Luckily, I ain't got to deal with that shit. I'm just a rolling down on headed west, eastbound and fucked. Okay. So, anyways, this fucking guy. Whenever I after I talk to the boss, I come back out and I see him. He pulled his truck and trailer out. He got it pulled into position. I was like, all right, he's doing a good job. And I see him. He gets out and he starts cranking down the landing gear. I'm like, that's very good. I'm glad that's your first step is pulling the landing gear down because I don't need you to get up there, unhook all the shit, and then pull out from underneath it and drop your fucking trailer. You know, it's happened before. Never. I haven't actually seen it happen, but I know it's happened. People forget to put the landing gear down. They pull out from underneath the motherfucker, and then it's a whole ordeal getting that motherfucker hooked back up. If you didn't fuck up everything. So I walk up to him to kind of explain to him that he's going to need to swap shit over. And he's sitting there cranking on the slow side. I'm like, brother, push the bar in and go to the high side. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, go to the high side. He's like, what? And I just reach over and push the fucking pin in. I was like, crank it now. And he's like, oh, that's way faster. I'm like, you are not a trucker. You are not a fucking trucker. I'll tell you that right now. You don't know the first. You know the first thing. You don't know the second thing about dropping a trailer. You know the first thing. You don't know the fucking second thing. That's for goddamn sure. Also, this motherfucker, let me just complain a little bit more because it's on my mind. He's running around. He's like, what truck and trailer? I'm like, I don't know. You need to text the boss. You need to go down in the lower building, find the truck because there's one in there. I know there is. Go down in the lower building, find the truck, and get it hooked up to your trailer. Don't worry about hooking up the PTO and all that shit right now. Just get it hooked up. And I went ahead and I got my truck unhooked from the walking floor trailer over, hooked up to my tanker, hooked up, ready to go, fully pre-tripped, walked around, checked the oil, checked the coolant, checked the lights, get all my shit put in here, get my cooler loaded up. And I see him, he pulls up and he parked about 75 feet away from the front end of his trailer, got out and started walking over towards me. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to just get logged into the truck and everything. And I'm like, I get out, he gets close to me and I get out, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I didn't know what you wanted me to do. I'm like, hook the trailer up. Hook the trailer up. And by the time he did that, the mechanic that said he was going to come out and check out the PTO and stuff, he had already made it out there. He just backed it up and hooked it up. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Now the mechanic's got to get up in your fucking truck, back it up, hook it up, then get back out of it to get in. Now he's hooking up the PTO. Now I'm hooking up the airlines. I'm like, what the? I'm like, did you text the boss to see if it's okay to take this truck? He's like, no. I'm like, you need it before we get all of this shit hooked up. What if he says, no, that truck is specifically going on another job and you cannot have it? You need to text him and let him know if you're using a piece of equipment that isn't on the list. Okay? If it's not on the schedule, don't fucking touch it. Well, my phone's in the truck, and the mechanic was in the truck fucking with the PTO shit. I'm like, dude, you did nothing. You're useless, man. I'm so sorry to say it. I want you to be worth something. You are not worth anything today. The most you've done today is drove a truck from over there to over here. You can't even hook up the trailer. The mechanic's hooking up your PTO. I'm hooking up your airlines. He's putting your truck together. And then the PTO's not working. And I'm like, okay, we need to pull it in the shop. And he's like, okay. I'm like, okay, I'll fucking do it. So I hop in the cab and back it up because I mean, obviously I wanted to do it anyways because this guy's slow as fuck. He cannot back up worth a goddamn anything. So I just back it up, floor it in reverse. There's nothing back there. Just back up and fucking pull in the shop, pull in there and let the mechanic look at it. And the mechanic's like, I need some penetrating oil. He's on the ground underneath the truck. He's like, I need some penetrating oil. And I'm like, okay, this motherfucker isn't doing shit. Let me just hold your fucking hand the whole fucking time. He's not doing shit. He's just standing around. I'm like, this fucking guy, I don't know. He's acting like he's already got another job in the works. And I fucking hope he does. I hope he's got another job in the works. He can just get the fuck out of here. He's got no drive for anything. He's an older man. He's 52, I think. He's fit. He's in shape. When you talk to him, he sounds like he knows what the fuck he's doing. Whenever he's doing the shit, you're like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's been doing a lot better out here on the job site, but that's about it. You know, if all he's got to do is turn the truck on and drive off, that's about all he's good at doing. So I went and talked to the boss. I'm like, do you want me to sit around and babysit this truck swap? He said, no, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, all right. And I hopped in my truck, and I'm on my way to Topeka right now. I'm almost to Lawrence. I already called the guy, the contact out there, told him I'm going to be late, and the other guy's going to be way later. Because he's not going to be there quickly. I already know. And the guy that's bringing the other truck back, you know, if it wasn't the boss calling, there would have been some screaming on the phone, I think. But the boss called and said, hey, I need you to come back and swap out trucks. Okay, I'll do it. But if I called him and said, hey, man, I need you to bring that. What the fuck? I'm already almost at my job site. I know. But if this fucking guy would have just had a little bit of a common sense, he would have had his shit hooked up and ready to go, and the other guy wouldn't have even left the yard yet by the time we figured out the shit wasn't working right. Oh, and I just realized that the guy that they had to do a U-turn is probably stuck in that fucking major traffic jam right now. Whatever. Let's talk about good things. Very good things. Interesting things. Nothing too exciting, but good things. So yesterday I got off, just yesterday at work, I went out there to haul those pretzels in the walking floor trailer. The lady gave me some shit. You know, I brought that up already. And then in the last episode, tail end of the last episode, check it out if you want. It's after I ended the episode. I came back, so check it out if you missed it. But they only gave me a half a load. They were talking like I was going to be there all fucking day, and even some today, you know, the next day also. No, they only gave me a half a load. She's like, yeah, I think we're going to have like 3 pallets left over. I looked in there. It's a single stacked half full trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? How are you so off that you thought you were going to need me for 3 loads today, and you only need me for a quarter load? Is really what it was. It looked like a half load because it was half of the trailer, but it was really a quarter load. I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. And I got the fuck out of there. And they took 2 hours to load me. I got there. I got checked in at 7:30. Well, 7:39, but I'm charging them from 7:30. I got checked in at 7:30, and I didn't check out there and head out the gate until 9:30. They usually take a half hour to load me, and they took 2 hours to load me, and it was 25% of what they normally load. I don't know what the fuck. And they went on break during my load. I'm like, you guys just got here. How are you guys on break already? You just got here. But whatever. I hauled that shit to the landfill. Everything went well. Everything came off nice and easy. The landfill was dried up pretty good. I'd hate to be there today. It's been raining all night and all day so far. And then I went back to the shop. I called the boss before I headed out to see if he could get me something else to do, because I got back to the shop and I was done at 11:30. And he said, yeah, grab a truck and grab 2 totes, and you're going to head down to Butler, Missouri, and we're selling some totes to a guy. And I called the guy that was in charge of selling the totes, and he's like, yeah, just hang out for a little bit, which is fine because I wanted to eat my lunch anyways. I had brought, I still had enough lunch meat for 2 sandwiches. So I sat around waiting. Probably sat an hour, took an hour lunch. I mean, I'm charging them for it, but I took like an hour lunch just hanging out. Then I went in the shop and I started cleaning stuff up. And then we have lockers at the shop, but we're doing a big renovation at the shop right now. Like they're trying to move offices into the shop, which is, I didn't think it was a great idea. It looks like it's going to be a better idea now, but I don't know. It's still not great, but whatever. Everything's under construction, but they had moved everybody's lockers because we have big caged lockers. They had moved everything out, and I was kind of waiting. I'd never used a locker because I just have everything in my truck. But now that I've been riding the bike, I'm like, I really need a locker. You know, I need somewhere I can store my shit because this is kind of ridiculous, me carrying all this shit around all over the place and leaving, you know, valuable items just laying on the floor and stuff. You know, there's nowhere you can put it unless it's in a locker that nobody can just walk up and grab your shit and take off. So they said they got the lockers ready to go. I went over there. These motherfuckers that put these lockers together, I'd like to see how their shoes are tied. I bet their shoes are tied together or tied to somebody else's shoe or something. Maybe they tied themselves to a chair. These motherfuckers don't know how to do shit. Just a simple measurement. Just looking at the lockers, I can understand you just screwing these lockers together because these are lockers. They have sides and a front door. The back is just a piece of plywood. They didn't measure shit out because they had shelves inside the lockers. Well, whenever they moved all these lockers over, they screwed these lockers you're gonna have to unscrew every bit of locker to get them squared up because none of the shelves fit. They all fall through because the lockers are not squared up. They're fucking trapezoided. I don't know what the fuck a trapezoid is, but it's like a square, but one side's longer than the other. You know, they're fucked up. The shelves don't fit, so I just cut. Instead, I was thinking about redoing all the lockers, and I said, "Fuck all that. I don't want to do that." So I just built me a specific shelf. I built a trapezoid-shaped shelf for my fucking locker. And even put a pallet in the bottom because shit gets flooded in our shop all the fucking time. So I don't want my shit if I have anything laying on the ground, I don't want it sitting in piss water, shit water, because that's what it usually is going to be. The bathrooms are a problem. The plumbing in the bathrooms is not good. So anyways, I got everything. I got my locker situated. I went around and I helped the mechanics move some shit because we're moving a lot of shit around. And then I went home. I got on the bike and took off. Had a great ride home. I still went home on the highway, the normal highway direction. But once I got close to my house, I hopped off, I got fuel, and I went over and I explored a couple of areas that I've been looking at on Google Maps near my house. There's a couple areas where there's a road that leads to nowhere. But it looks like on Google Maps it's got roads in the woods and stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe there's trails and stuff. So I went to explore one area. It's really where people do donuts and probably drugs and drinking and I don't know, all kinds of shit. But I feel like that's a good spot for the cop to show up and you have nowhere to run. But I rode my bike back there and there is a little trail, but once I got back up into the trail a little bit, somebody had put big piles of like broken up concrete and shit. And I was like, I don't want to go that bad. You know, somebody's trying to keep us out, so I'm not gonna go back in there. I'm not gonna go get stuck in the fucking in a fucking trail. And it was also a little bit muddy, but it was a good time. And then I went across the street. I probably saw somebody with a prostitute. I don't know. They were at the end of a dead end street, just sitting in their car. They looked like deer in the fucking headlights whenever I pulled up. So I just rode around a little bit in some other spots, and then I went and explored a couple other dead end roads and stuff. You know, it wasn't very exciting, but I do have a lot of plans to go on a nice long ride. And now I was gonna do that yesterday, but I'm glad I went ahead and went home. I'm not glad I went home, but I went home anyways because my wife was there with the kids and her sister was over. But I forgot that my daughter has dance class on Wednesdays. So glad I went home so I could be there to watch my son so she didn't have to fiddle fuck around with everything. But I really wanted to go on a long ride yesterday. Now, I might have already talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again. So whenever I was doing those loads, and what I'm probably going to do today also is just scour Google Maps, checking shit out, seeing where to ride. So, and I'm not going to get everything in exact order because I'm not super familiar with everything, but there are multiple lakes with lake houses and lake roads over in Blue Springs, Independence, Lee Summit area, Jackson County, you know, let's just say that. But there are so many twisty, turny roads I've never been on. I've been on some of them. Well, I guess I've been on a lot of them, but there's some that I had never been on, and it looks like I can link a lot of them together. And I downloaded this Reaver app. It's for motorcycles and stuff, ATVs and everything, but there's no ATV trails around other than Perry Lake and Deepwater and Ray Rocks, which I just found out Ray Rocks, they used to only allow ATV, or not even ATVs, it was just trucks and rock bouncers and shit. But they just updated it last year to where they'll allow ATVs and dirt bikes to show up. You gotta have a flag and stuff. But I plan on getting a flag mounted and going out there at some point in time. That's up in Smithville. It's not too far away. But anyways, these lake roads, I think I can link them all together and I can record my trip with the Reaver app, and I think it would be really cool. I mean, it's not going to be, none of it's off-road. It's all street, but it looks very, very interesting to run. I'm very excited to do that. And also my uncle, he's got some trails over in Johnson County, Kansas, that I knew that he had some trails out on, I guess it's public land, I don't know. But you're not supposed to be out there, I don't think. But he does it anyways. He does whatever the fuck he wants. So I'm thinking and that's right down the street from my work, basically. So I might go ahead and try to hit those up too at some point in time. Even on the shitty tires I got, I'm gonna wait for things. If things dry out quite a bit, maybe I'll go hit up some of those trails. But you know, when it's been raining and stuff with the tires I got, not gonna happen. But I also have been looking at tires, and I think I might be able to find some decent tires just on Facebook Marketplace. I'll get some tubes, some heavy duty tubes, and I'll just do some tires and try them out. I really would like to get a whole new set of wheels so I can just swap wheels instead of swapping tires. Because I like what I got going on right now. I mean, I would like a little bit smaller and wider front tire, but I like what I got going on right now. And I'm gonna wear these tires out. I mean, I'm not a guy that's gonna just quit using tires because they're street tires. I'll still use them, but I don't know if I ever decide to go out to Perry Lake or Ray Rocks or whatever. I'm gonna need to get some decent tires on there. Also been looking up, so the DRZ 400 and the DR 650, they're both basically weighed about the same, and they have around the same amount of power. I have a little bit more power in a 650, but they're really close to the same weight, and that's what I would, if I ever was able to trade my bike, that would probably be the only thing I would ever trade for. It's liquid cooled, it's newer looking, and I like the plastics on it a lot more. It just way more updated. The DR 650 has the same plastics from 1990, not 90, but 96, I think. Other than the headlight shroud, they're the exact same plastics from 1996. And I mean, just swapping out plastics is one thing, but I don't think the DRZ plastics will bolt up exactly to a DR 650. And I don't want to just mask everything with plastics. I do like the DRZ 400s, and a lot of those that I find online or on Marketplace are already supermotoed out. So I don't know, man. But people, they don't want too much for them, but they want something for them. But I think if I do swap anything out, I'm going to try to sell. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to try to sell. I would have to sell the bike to get another bike, most likely. With the way things are, I would have to sell my bike in order to get another bike. But maybe not if I wait a little bit. Anyways, the price of bikes is going to go down during the winter. People are going to be more willing to sell their bikes during winter. I mean, it's just fall and winter is a good time to buy. At the time that I got my bike, I mean, I got a smoking deal on my bike, but, when I got my bike was the worst time to buy. That's when everybody's like, man, the weather's getting nice. Let me get a bike. And, everybody wants one. And then everybody wants to sell them during the winter. They want to have a little extra cash for whatever else. So I don't know. We'll talk again about this later in the year. Because I don't know. Even my uncle, my grandfather's son, my uncle, my mom's brother, he's like, I would sell that fucking thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is your dad's old bike. He's like, yeah, it's old. It's old. You need to get something newer. I'm like, really? He's like, well, I mean, you don't have very much money into it, so I would probably just keep it, but I would definitely get something else. I'm like, really? I thought he would have a little bit more sentimental. He's like, he's been on several rides with this bike and everything, and it's a bike that has been in the family for so long that I thought he would be like, no, I'm so glad you have it. You should hold on to it. He's glad I have it, but he's like, you need to get something newer, better, more powerful. I'm like, really? All right, we're back. I got a phone call from fucking guy. He's like, I forgot all the tools. Wonderful! You forgot all the tools. The only thing you're supposed to do today is use tools, and you forgot the tools. That's so cool. I'm so glad. Anyways, I already got a headache. I need to find some ibuprofen or something. This is ruining my life. But yeah, anyways, he's trying to tell me to get a new bike. That's crazy. And So I don't know. I feel like sort of okay with if I need to sell it. But I really like the DR650. And another reason is because it's the same fucking thing. It's the same damn thing as any of the new ones coming out. There are no differences between my bike and the new bike other than the headlight surround, which, hey, I just bought one last night. I did. I spent $46 and bought me the updated headlight surround plastic. So that now the old one that's kind of yellowish is going to match the front fender and the tank. So that's going to be great. And then I got the side plastics, but the side plastics, there's no sense in replacing them. I think I'm going to try to figure out how to strip the paint off of them because they're already white underneath. So I'm just going to try to strip the paint off of those and hope, and the stickers, because my brother had painted over the stickers also, which is just great. But yeah, just going to be doing that. These motherfuckers better let me out of this fucking cage. I'm fucking blocked in. I got a Kia going slow as fuck in front of me, and I got Ryder fucking next to me, just like, oh, I could stay next to you. Oh, I'm doing 67 miles an hour. These motherfuckers. I'm about to do the swoop and droop on them. Swooping down to the fast lane. Gotta wait for this Tahoe. Come on, Tahoe. Swoop and droop. It's not Ryder. It's FCC. Fremont Contract Carriers. Motherfucker. Take that fucking road fucking spray, you motherfucker. Block me into that fucking hole, you bitch. Fuck. If you can't go the speed limit, why are you in the middle lane? Why are you in the middle lane if you can go 10 under the speed limit? What the fuck is wrong with you? The Kia, well, okay, the Kia's going slow, but they're in the slow lane. I guess maybe I shouldn't have tried to pass him in the slow lane, but there's a reason I'm in the slow lane passing you, is because you're in the middle lane, and I don't really deserve to be in the fast lane when I can only go the speed limit. Jeez. Fucking dipshits on the highway, man. I'm just looking for something to complain about here. So, anyways, last night, I got home. I watched my son. Wife took my daughter and her sister to the dance school, and they did the dance thing. And then me and my son, we went downstairs. He played Grand Theft Auto. He's learning how to turn it on and get everything set up all by himself, which is really cool. He's learning how to read really quickly too. Because he's like, I want whenever I punch somebody, it to explode. I'm like, okay, well, look for MELEE. What's that? I was like, melee, explosive melee. It's like, what does that mean? I was like, that means you hit somebody, or you're just holding something. So every time you punch or kick somebody, it'll explode. And he's like, oh, cool. So, anyways, he's learning how to read with Grand Theft Auto, which, hey, man, Grand Theft Auto taught me how to drive. Okay? If I didn't have Grand Theft Auto growing up, I don't know. I can't imagine my life without Grand Theft Auto. I was a diehard Grand Theft Auto fan. I kind of am. We'll see when the new game comes out. It's been, what, 12 years since the last game came out. So, and they're telling us next year the new one's going to come out. Of course, it's going to be on a platform that's going to cost a lot of fucking money. I'm going to have to buy a PS5. And by the time that comes out, it's probably going to come out on PS6, whatever the fuck that's going to be. So, I don't know. I don't know. Do I really want to spend that much money on? I didn't buy, but I got a fucking PC. And I've been thinking about getting a new PC if instead of getting a new console. But they're not putting the Grand Theft Auto out on PC. I'm like, what the fuck is that? People spend way more money on PCs, to play games, and then now the coolest game of the fucking century is not going to be on it. I can't believe it. It's ridiculous. I don't know. And I'm just going to have to wait for it to come out and then see if I can go over to somebody's house and play it, I guess. I don't know. Because I ain't spending that money to play a fucking video game. I don't care how cool it is. I'm not gonna spend a couple $1,000s to play a fucking game. And they're talking about the game. I don't know. This is probably misinformation, but there for a while there was speculation that you're not even going to be able to buy the game. You're going to have to subscribe to the game. So that leaves you have no control over the game. The game is not yours. You're just subscribed to it. But that's the way the world is going, I mean, I guess we're just going to have to adapt to the way things are going to be. Everything's subscription based. You got all these big companies wanting to buy up all the fucking houses so everybody rents. They don't want you to own anything, it seems like these days. But look at me. I own a 79 fucking K10, buddy. Nobody's taking that motherfucker away from me. I own a 92 K1500. Nobody's taking that motherfucker away from me. And I also own a 99 DR650. Okay? I am living my dream right now. If everything ran perfectly and drove perfectly and was exactly what I wanted it to be, that would be more of my dream. But this ain't bad. This really is not bad. I'm very happy with everything I've got right now. And I like to have things to tinker on too. And it doesn't matter if I get something and it's exactly what I want it to be, I'm still going to change it. Because I can't leave shit alone. I'll tell you that right now. I cannot leave anything alone. You give me my 92, it just starts running perfectly and everything. I got to change something about it. I got to change something about my 79. Let's just say the Tooth Fairy showed up. I don't know why the Tooth Fairy, but just some sort of a fairy showed up and put the shims on my starter, wired up my headlights and everything. And that's cool as fuck. I can drive my truck now. I'm going to do something. I'm going to change something. I'm going to change it. I just can't leave shit alone. That was a weird hiccup. Weird hiccup right there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I don't leave anything alone. I don't leave. I want to do things my way to everything. And even if it is already the way I would want it to be done, I'm going to change something. Or at least take it apart and put it back together, just so I feel like it's more mine. So I got a new headlight bezel coming for the DR, my wife was like, I just bought all this stuff and then this and this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, really? What do I get to buy? Since we're just spending a bunch of money for no reason, what do I get to buy for no reason? I was like, there's something that I've had in the Amazon cart that I've wanted for a long time. What is it? I was like, it's this. It's $45. She's like, then get it. I'm like, I will. I will get it. And I got it. Well, it's coming on Saturday. It's 3 screws. It's nothing special. Just, I got these motherfuckers calling me all the fucking time. I'm right down the road, okay? Can you just wait for me to fucking get there? Jesus. Like, we gotta go to Walmart and get tools. Like, you fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. The DR is going to be looking more and more like what I want it to be. I also, I've been adding a couple other things to the Amazon cart. There's an adjustable kickstand I'm thinking about getting. New handlebar guards, because the ones I got now, they're not bad. I could paint them maybe, but they're just super cheap plastic. If I hit anything with those handlebar guards, they're going to completely shatter and hit my fucking hand. Those aren't guarding anything other than wind. So I want to get one that's got the actual aluminum bar tree bashers or whatever. So I got some of those in the Amazon cart. I don't know if I'm going to get those. They're not important right now. What else do I got in the cart? I got a rear spring, but I think I might be able to just adjust this. This spring is already pretty tight, and I think if I adjust it a little bit more, it's going to be even better. So it's not going to have as much. Well, right now I have full swing, or what is it called? Shock length. I have full shock length right now. I mean, maybe I'm missing a little bit. The spring is a little bit compressed, but if I run that collar down another inch or so, it's gonna stiffen that motherfucker up. But I'm gonna have less shock length. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be way taller, but it could still under harsh conditions it could still bottom out, and it's not gonna have as much throw. You know what I mean? I think. Maybe I'm wrong. And then I was also looking at, well, I wasn't really looking at it, but I was thinking about for the handlebar guards, I could put my blinkers in the handlebar guard so I could get, remove the big blinkers, but I kind of like them. I kind of like the look of it right now. And the front blinkers, those aren't getting hit by anything. I mean, those are kind of tucked in a way, and they look all right. I like them. But what else was I thinking about doing? Oh, the seal savers for the front forks, because I got the big corrugated tubes on there that are. I don't like them. They look old. They make the bike look old. They make some that aren't as big, like round and stuff, but the ones that I got are made out of fabric, some sort of a fabric, and I think they Velcro on, so you can rip them off, you can check your seals, you can put them back on, and they'll keep all the dirt out of your fork seals. And those will make the bike look a lot cooler too. So there's 2 different styles of forks, and I've got the standard style forks, but I don't know, and they still sell them with the forks the standard style forks because they don't want to change anything with the DRs, I guess. But the new style is upside down forks or inverted, where the the shock, the tube that goes in and out is mounted to the front wheel versus right now the chrome tube is currently mounted to my handlebars up top. So the chrome tube goes down into the forks that are mounted to the front wheel. And the new thing is switching them around. You got to get you got to get a whole front end swap to do that. People do it, but I'm like, if it comes down to doing that, unless front forks that are going to work for my bike show up in my lap, I'll do it. But if they don't, I'm just going to swap out for a DR6 or a DRZ because they come there. I don't know. There's a lot about the DRZ 400 that I just prefer. So I'm thinking about going for that. I'm here on the job site now. I'm rolling down. We got a bunch of fuel tankers ready to go. They have ratchets. I don't know why he has to have a drill. But they have to have a drill. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I'm here on site. I'm starting to work here. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Keep all 18 down. Adios. Talk to you later.